would you give to a mom who is returning to work after a long time and thinking especially about changing her career, because the before motherhood career feels like it doesn't fit her anymore, but she is somehow stuck and confused from where to start? What advice would you give her?
Well, I think there are clear steps that you could take. I mean, you could take. The first thing is become clear about what you have done so far. So, be sure of your career. What have you done? Also, in the years of being a mom. So even if it's 10 or 15 years or whatever, you have done something at that time. Maybe you were an active member at school, or you did some voluntary work, or you helped other children with their homework, or whatever. I mean, and you help your own children with their homework. So, and before your career as a stay-at-home mom, you had a career. So you did something. Okay. So I always think the first thing is to get the status quo. So what have you done so far? What is your formation? Are there any seminars you took, and so on? Because sometimes there are things that you don't know about anymore because you have been focusing so much on family matters. So yeah, I think first step, make sure that you know what you can do, what you're able at doing, and what you have done so far. Second step, then, very closely combined here, is make sure that you know what you really want and what you're good at, because really lots of women want to leave their old job in order to do something new, something with more,
fulfillment.
More yeah, more fulfillment.
Yeah, challenging, exactly. Like something they enjoy more.
Like Lisa in my book, she used to be working in a bank. But after 10 years having the children and focusing on different things, she wants to leave this and she doesn't want to get back there. So there's a shift also in lots of women who want to have a new career. And that's why the second thing is make sure you know what you're good at, your strengths, what your values are. These might change also being a mom, and what you're good at, what where you see yourself, having a vision and things like that. That's the second step. And the third step is then learn, study, read, like you do now. You're reading my book. You're reading a lot of other books. You're giving on books on Facebook, and this forces you to learn a lot and enlarges your horizon. And this is, I think, the third thing. Try to have your eyes everywhere where your interest is. If you want, like Lisa, she wants to specialize in the food.
Exactly. And bio food, and so
and be healthy food and economically friendly food and so on. So she has to read a lot about this. She has to get into the topic. She has to focus on all these topics, and this means reading, mind mapping, being good at organizing the new knowledge. That's also a thing. And the third and the fourth thing is use your networks. Even though you haven't been at work, I mean, okay, 10 years are 10 years, but in this time, Lisa must have met a lot of people, other women, other moms, people from her bank, lots of people from the school and so on. So I think you should throw away your shyness and walk up to people and say, listen, I'm looking for a job. Do you think you can do something for me? I'm going to explain to you what I want to do and so on. Because I mean, nobody will discover you. Nobody will come to your place and say, oh, you are the one to get the greatest job in the world. No, you have to find your career and you have to do everything about it. And I think networking in nowadays, with all these, possibilities of social networking, that's how we met. Didn't we? I mean, this is how we met. But it's also just calling people, telling them, look, I have done this and this and this. This is my career and this is what I want to do. Can you help me? Very simple. Either yes or no. Nothing can happen.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, to ask. Yeah, exactly. And also that's number, I think, 6 now.
Number 5.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be afraid to ask for help at home also, you know. So we always had teenagers from around our neighborhood who took care of the kids when you know we had things to do, or whenever we wanted to have an evening out, something. Then you can have a company who delivers your food. You know, I've never done this, but a lot of young families have a delivery company who brings them food and whatever, grocery shopping. You can, you know, have somebody else
delegate, automate.
delegate, exactly, so that you have your precious time for these, you know, for following your career path.
Yeah,
I think that's the other thing.
Yeah, thank you so much for these 5 steps. They are really important.